Unlike usual, the 39th Annual General Meeting of CANTO started with a wellness walk. History was made on Sunday, February 5, 2023, during the launch of the first ever CANTO Breath of Fresh Air Wellness Walk. First, the registration took place early Sunday morning. After about 60 participants had registered, the warming up started with soca music.
We're all here and we're early and we're ready to go. Let's go.
During the Breath of Fresh Air Wellness Walk, both international guests and local participants were giving a historical tour of Paramaribo. Stories were shared of the buildings, monuments, and famous places that were on the route. The aim of the Breath of Fresh Air Wellness Walk is to bring the importance of good health to the attention of the participants. The Wellness Walk was a huge success, and it is possible that it will become an annual event.
Alright, let's see what's happening. Alright. Let's start. Alright, go ahead. Don't buy anything for him because then it's rigged. Alright? Good. So we're almost at the end. We're just gonna ask you to stick around for one more song and just mingle with us a little bit longer.
Welcome in Suriname at the 39th CANTO AGM proceedings that will be held from the 5th till the 7th of February in the Royal Ballroom of Torarica. The co-host of this AGM is Telesur. After the wellness walk, everyone was invited to the CANTO register booth for their participation at the 39th AGM in the Torarica Royal Ballroom. Before the opening ceremony, the delegates joined the meet and mingle session chaired by the CANTO Marketing Committee.
Others from your company. So now you're going to meet people that's going to be helpful to you in making it a wonderful experience.
The purpose of this session is to build connections and to get to know each other better. Meeting new people can be fun and life-changing. It can open up new business opportunities. The official launch of our CANTO e-market procurement platform took place at this 39th EGM by the CANTO Vendors and Supplier Committee in partnership with TSTT Mobile.
The CANTO e-marketplace, as you will hear about it today, is a platform that will revolutionize the way procurement is done in this region. So it is CANTO's offering to the ICT community in the Caribbean, and we hope that you will ask as many questions, you will learn about it, you will use the platform to your advantage as we seek to transition our nations. As we seek to transition our nations into fully developed, digitalized societies. Thank you.
At the entrance of the official opening ceremony, all the attendees received a pangi pinned on their shoulder as a welcome gift. This is a handmade wrap from the maroon from Suriname, a cloth in different colors with a Surinamese history. After the arrival of the Vice President of Suriname, His Excellency Ronnie Brunswijk, the opening ceremony for the 39th AGM took place in the Royal Torarica Hotel in Paramaribo.
Let's face the world.
It is certainly my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this 39th Annual General Meeting and mini exhibition. It's heartwarming to see all of you here in lovely Paramaribo, Suriname. And for those of you who are joining online, who are joining us virtually, I say welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for scheduling your CANTO family into our many commitments that compete for your time and attention. Indeed, this is a time like no other in the telecommunications and ICT industry. Clearly, we are on a journey to a region that is digitally inclusive, where equity and connectivity is paramount, where our economies can benefit from the innovation and agility that comes with data manipulation, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and much more.
As I come to the end of my tenure as chairman of this incredible organization, I believe that I can safely assert without fear of contradiction that CANTO today is in a better and stronger position than it was when we took office in 2019. We have made significant changes to survive. We have pivoted when we needed to pivot. And we have soberly faced the hardships of the hour, but we have proved equal to the task. Much work is left to be done, and I would be lying if I said it is a foregone conclusion that we take our future for granted. We do not. But we are better poised to make that future a success, and I truly believe that with your support, your participation, your interest, and your continued engagement, the chances are high that we will continue on our present trajectory. Of course, none of this was achieved by a single individual, but by a remarkable team.
For the ones who are in Suriname for the first time, we will do everything, as I just mentioned, to give you a good treatment, but we will do also everything to give you a taste of our variety in Suriname. We know that your stay here is short. We will give you a variety of the different flavors of food in our country and make sure that you will come back to Suriname.
I do not have to stress you about the importance of telecommunication, ITC, and data in our current world and the development of our small states in the Caribbean region, because you are the expert in this field. All the speakers tonight have highlighted different important aspects of these fast-changing sectors. However, looking at the themes of this AGM, fostering and resilient data space for all, I do want to express the great need for all stakeholders to continue to work and improve the access to digital connectivity and digital inclusion for all. As a child of this country, coming from a village deep in the interior of Suriname, I know what it means to not have access to all developments. It is therefore my great hope that during our discussions, meetings, presentation, and other activities conducted during this AGM and all your future developments within this sector, that you keep in mind the aspect of digital connectivity and digital inclusion for all.
The opening ceremony had a festive character with different cultures, music, and dance from Suriname. The diversity of its population is a point of pride among many Surinamese people.
1, 2, 3, 4. One love. Let's get together and feel alright. Sing. One song. Let's get together and feel alright.
After the formal festive opening of the CANTO 39 AGM, all delegates were invited to Turarica the Pier for the welcome reception sponsored by Telesur. We started the second day at our 39th annual general meeting in Suriname with the Honorable Brigadier Mark Phillips, Prime Minister of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, as our keynote speaker.
The members of CANTO are an important part of corporate Caribbean. You employ people in the region. You have invested in the region. You pay taxes in the region. And you serve and connect us to each other and to the rest of the world. It is for these reasons that I try my best to show our appreciation and support for you through my participation in these events, even in the midst of other pressing obligations.
At this EGM, Datasur has signed a MOU with Blue Nep Americas, the biggest data center in Curaçao. This is a big part of what CANTO is about, networking and making connections to bring people together to do business.
CANTO is our place to go to network, but at this specific AGM, because it's also in Suriname, we hosted and sponsored the first ever health walk during CANTO. We are also a member of the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, so we also provided our insights about how the Caribbean can cope with corporate social responsibility. And today we had the honor to present the top 10 ICT trends in the Caribbean and how we as data centers can achieve more. So the past few years, everybody was doing things for themselves. Our dream as Datasur is to collaborate, to come together, to work together as data centers in the region, to to conquer the bigger guys. We believe as Datasur, if you do things together, you can achieve more. The only thing we need is commitment. And then they say, yes, we will do it. Let's go together and let's lose the I will do it myself and I will do it alone. Let's collaborate, let's do things together and go fight the bigger guys in the world.
Happy to be part of the conference because CANTO is where all of the Caribbean comes together and we get the opportunity to share new ideas, share new developments. But except that, it's because we feel this is a family. So the opportunity to communicate and to share information with all of the participants is very great for us, and that's what we take away. And when we go back, try to see how and what we can continue to do to the benefit of our region.
CANTO gives telecommunication companies in the Caribbean a forum to come together to address in a unified voice telecommunication issues of mutual concerns. During the sessions with the telcos, they discuss those issues they are experiencing and how they are tackling it. They debate on particular themes.
The impact of over-the-top players on Caribbean networks and the implications of that impact on further investment in the region. A room like this, I don't really need to go into detail about why investment is important. I don't need to talk about the critical importance of connecting the unconnected, about securing an investment in 5G. We all know about the great things that 5G will bring. We talk about smart cities, Internet of Things. We saw the industry progress from GSM to HSPA Plus into LTE. The next progression is 5G. But do we in this room understand what it will take from operators, from policymakers, from government to secure that digital future for our region?
In the cybersecurity space, we're facing the same set of challenges. We have an unprecedented number and growth of cybersecurity threats. We have sophisticated attacks occurring. The same tools and technologies that we're using for digital transformation, which afford us automation using AI, machine learning, they're being used by hackers. They're being used by hackers in very ingenious ways to launch these attacks that disrupt our business operations and make our lives a living you-know-what.
So Telisa, back in 2016, decided to undertake a billing platformation change. The incumbent systems, and as Mike talked about earlier on, they were very much a classical operator. Different ICT systems for different types of network services. But the challenge with that sort of model, whilst it worked 10, 20, 15, 20 years ago, in today's age, with the acceleration that we're seeing across, the ICT telecom space, it was no longer fit for purpose. And that necessitated a real change in the architecture to be able to bring about what is known in the industry as this sort of digital transformation, so that your end consumer begins the engagement with the operator on their device and terminates their engagement on that device, and it is all seamlessly transacted through the network.
The theme of the AGM is really centered around how do we really move the economies. Telcos are facing many challenges now, and it's really how do we diversify, yet also protect what we are great at. And so it's really an inclusive discussion, but a lot of it is about how do we digitize and how do we really transform what we do. And the CANTO Marketplace is one of those tools which will help us get there.
After a long day of sessions and speakers, the delegates went to the Suriname Food Festival combined with a networking reception sponsored by Telezuur.
Various Surinamese cuisines are ready to serve the CANTO delegates at the Food Fest in Utopia Heritage. So let's go and do some tasting. Let's have some fun and delicious food in Suriname.
CANTO for life. CANTO for life. CANTO for life. I'm telling you, we love it. We're going to do this forever.
Want to try it now?
So with regards to 2023, as mentioned,
The AGM proceedings of the association was held on the afternoon of Tuesday, 7th of February. The submission reports were heard and adopted from the outgoing chairman, secretary general and working committees of the board for the 2021-2022 fiscal year. Also tabled on the agenda was the report on the review of the financial statements by an external auditor, followed by the election of officers.
Well, the election of board of directors happens at every AGM, and this year there are 7 board of directors positions which are becoming vacant because every board of directors serves for a period of 2 years, and so after a board of director has served a 2-year term at an AGM, he or she, or that position rather, has to be elected. And so the AGM comprises the various member companies that make up CANTO, the various telcos around the Caribbean, including Telesur and Suriname. And at the AGM, these members vote for the people they want to represent them on the board and to oversee the management of the CANTO organization, the secretariat and the organization that manages our events. And so it is an extremely important obligation and extremely important duty that we have to select these board members, because the board, as I say, oversees the day-to-day functioning of the Secretariat.
The chairman, Mr. David Cox, has effectively completed his second 2-year term in office, and in accordance to the bylaw 7.1, he's not eligible for re-election for another term. I will now invite members to make a nomination for the position of chairman. So, any nominees for the position of chairman? Would anyone second that nomination? Thank you. Any further nominations for the position of chairman? Going once. Going twice. I hereby announce that all nominations are closed and congratulate Mike Antonius of Telesur as chair.
Mr. Mike Antonius, the CEO of Suriname's national telecommunication company Telesur, has emerged as the new chairman of CANTO for a 2-year term in office beginning February 2023. Mr. Del Rio Newman and Mr. Jared Cooper were also elected unopposed as vice chairman and treasurer of the board of directors respectively.
I have been looking forward to fill in this position, but I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. And I'm very grateful that today I got elected as the new chairman of CANTO. Gratefulness because I got the support from all the members of CANTO, each and every one of them. The importance of CANTO as an organization in the region is that it brings together everyone in the ICT and telecom industry. It brings us together to network. The organization brings us together to exhibit and also to gain new ideas, to be on top of developments within the industry and to look at how we can apply this within our own organizations and within our countries. Well, I am very focused on digital transformation. So from me, it can be expected that I will continue also with digital transformation within CANTO and to push this and keep our members awake for everything that is related to digital transformation within our companies. In 2 years, I definitely want to achieve that objective, that we continue on digital transformation, but also to improve on our networking abilities so that every participant on CANTO feels happy with our performance. We need all the governments in the region. We cannot do it by ourselves. So I'm looking forward to collaborate also on behalf of CANTO with the governments in our region.
I think the CANTO journey was a wonderful one. It's nice not to only work in your own country, but to also represent the region that you're part of. In the Caribbean, we are all small communities, and I think we need to have one big voice to make an impression when we speak to the outer world, like to the USA or to Europe. So I think that CANTO is the vehicle to really shape the ICT in the region. So I was honored to be part of it, and as treasurer, I was trying to make sure that the company achieves its goal and that we can continue to be relevant and to connect with each other. So my journey was a wonderful one, and I'm proud that I was able to really serve the Caribbean region and not only St. Martin. My message to the new treasurer will be not to only look at the books and the numbers, because look at what is behind those numbers. So my advice to him is make sure we continue to be relevant, that we achieve our aim to become the leading voice in the Caribbean so that we can continue to serve a whole region. So look at what's behind these numbers and continue to support the region. That's my message to him.
Between the sessions, there was an SDG happy hour scheduled, sponsored by UCC. United Caribbean Contractors supports the Sustainable Development Goals and thereby contributes to its living environment and sustainable development in the context of corporate social responsibility. Gerard Dekker, CEO of United Caribbean Contractors, motivates companies at this AGM to support the SDGs by handing over a ball with 17 goals. They challenge each other to juggle the ball 17 times. Sustainable development is our responsibility to our planet and future generations. The closing dinner of the 39th AGM, sponsored by Huawei, was held in the Ramada rooftop. The event was also linked with the Seeds for the Future awards ceremony. 5 students received a certificate of completion for successfully completing the Huawei Seeds for the Future program 2022. There was a moment where the CANTO secretary gave thanks to the former CANTO chairman, Mr. David Cox. The delegates had a great experience in Suriname at the 39th CANTO AGM. They enjoyed the wonderful Surinamese culture, the food and hospitality. It was also a great experience making new friends and developing new business relationships. Not only the opening ceremony of the 39th AGM was festive, but also the closing dinner on the last day of CANTO in Suriname. We enjoyed the evening with music from Kenny B.
So the CANTO 39th AGM in Paramaribo, Suriname is a wrap. We will see you in July for the annual conference in Miami, Florida. Bye-bye.